All right, everybody, welcome back. Sam's Army match week 1 of the 25-26 season. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to start with the Premier League. We'll play a fun game of is it Arsenal or is it Stoke City? Red flags for another red title contender and break up the Black Cats. Halftime will be a music-related weekly what if. Round the world, a quick Leagues Cup quarterfinals preview, and then stoppage time with Ivan Toney's best bets and everyone's favorite segment. Now, time to welcome in this week's panel of beauties, and we got a Tweedle heavy group, starting with Tommy McGunner, who celebrated notching his 150th USL Championship appearance this weekend. Congratulations, by the way. How'd you celebrate?
This is perfect because I was going to say whatever question you brought on, I was going to talk about the best pretzel combo being pretzels and hummus because I just had some. So yeah, pretzels and hummus.
You are crazy, absolutely mad lad. I knew that you were not actually going to celebrate in the middle of the season. I don't even know if you'd be celebrating in the off season. But for real though, like quick, serious question: this kind of milestone, does it mean anything to you at this point, or is it something maybe in a few years you'll look back and be like, that's pretty cool?
A bit of both. It's definitely something that I've wanted to reach, and my partner in the midfield, he reached 200 in that game as well. So that was cool to share that with him. But I think maybe I'll appreciate it more after the fact because we have a game Wednesday and like a quarterfinal in the Jägermeister Cup, so your attention flips quickly. But yeah, I definitely appreciated it in the moment and was like very happy to reach that.
Cool. Well, congrats again. Next up, Mikey Fowler. So people who are not on the Sam's Army Discord at the moment, number one, what are you doing with your life? Number two, you haven't heard about this new Thursday shindig that Mikey's hosting called Open Mikey. At least that's the name I got for it. So tell the people who may not know what this is all about. Give them the quick and dirty sales pitch, and make sure that they sign up for the Patreon so they can get in the Discord and get involved with Open Mikey.
Yeah, it's we just turn the cameras on and I share my web browser and we go down wormholes or decide what we want to talk about, and everyone's welcome. And we ranked the Premier League kits this season last week. Sam joined. He was not helpful at all. If you love the pod but hate Sam, this is the place for you. Come join us, our group, as we rally against Sam and his clickbaity headlines. We talk real ball,
and don't have to worry about me really pronouncing anything. So it's
talk
kind
ball.
of a win-win. All right, and that's on Thursdays, by the way. So
Thursdays.
Get in the Patreon, get in the Discord, and get involved with Open Mikey. All right, Mitchell Goulet, aka Overtime Mitch. You've been doing a lot of traveling lately, footy related. It seems you've done a lot of interviews. So, who has been your favorite interviewee, or maybe the coolest person that you've chatted with recently?
I don't know. It's all kind of a blur. Like, I just look back in the summer, and I know I went places, but couldn't tell you where I went or what I did. Not for lack of trying to remember. I'm sober as a gopher during those moments. It's all a blur. I don't know. Pulisic is always mild-mannered, but all like kind of down for a video in a weird way. He has such a strange, like, disposition to him where he's very quiet. He's down for a joke, like he's down for a laugh, but he's not going to be the one to make it. He's uncomfortable, but also the most comfortable person in the room. He's an enigma. So that was one of the most memorable. And then kind of one of the more fun ones, I was just in San Francisco, and Sean Garnier, or you may know him as Sean Garnier, Sean, freestyler with the cornrows, like OG freestyler. I did like a little video with him, and he was cool as fuck. Like, that dude, I grew up watching him, and to see him still doing it is pretty damn cool. And he like kind of knew who I was, which was also pretty cool.
Did he make you?
No, we didn't play one-on-one. I was a goalkeeper for his one-on-ones, and he got a shot off so quickly that whizzed past my ear. That guy can hit a ball.
All right. Good stuff. I'm sure more to come. For now, we will head to Premier League, but we got to give a quick shout out to the aforementioned Patreon. I've been talking about this for weeks now. You guys got to get in. This is how you sort of support the podcast and also get involved with the really cool community on the Discord where the 24/7 footy chat is going at all times. And of course, as I just mentioned, the open Mikey every Thursday.
Nothing in.
So get involved. $3.99 a month, easy peasy, less than your daily cup of coffee. All right, Premier League time. So we're going to go back to the format that we ended last season with, where I will throw it to you guys and get your thoughts on what the most interesting result of the weekend was. So some of the ones that are in contention here, Manchester United losing to Arsenal 1-0. Liverpool in a surprisingly entertaining, I would say, fun 4-2 win over Bournemouth. Chelsea 0-0 with Crystal Palace. Anything but fun. Nottingham Forest 3-1 over Brentford and Leeds 1-0 over Everton. This is obviously just half the results out there. There's several more. But Mikey, why don't you go first? What result stood out to you as the most interesting or notable, and why?
I mean, the top sides did their jobs, so I'm not going to start there. One thing that's been floated around that I find the most interesting right now is the state of players that played in the FIFA Club World Cup and how they're starting the season. So I'm going to say Chelsea looking out of ideas and outplayed, I think, to an extent against Palace. I find that super interesting. Tommy kind of floated it, I think, the idea of like the teams that didn't play in that Club World Cup being a little bit fresher. So everybody's Chelsea pretty much locked into the fourth slots everywhere you hear people previewing the season. I think it was a little bit more interesting than some of the other major team results.
Okay, fair enough. And the one talking point of that game, other than Chelsea looking quite a bit leggy, I would say, was the free kick. As they scored the goal, they chalked it off. What do you think of that, Mikey?
I mean, I hated it, but if it is not a foul and it's more about the infringement of the area, then I guess VAR is applied in the correct way. Just bleh. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing to complain about. I actually believe that it probably should have been ruled out based on the rule, but it sucked in real time, and I kind of really fucking hated it. Anytime goal score better aside, it was pretty disappointing. I hated
Might
it.
be a little bias involved, but yeah, the Discord and our group chat was going off on that. In the moment, everybody's like, "This is awful. Game's gone." All that stuff. But if you really look at the rule and you see the play, I mean,
yeah, whatever. If you like that being ruled out, you're a cop.
All right, Mitch, what result stood out to you?
The two promoted teams staying up crowd is looking real good right now.
Yeah, you're looking at us too.
Yeah, with Sunderland and Leeds both taking care of business. I was not able to watch the Leeds Everton game this afternoon, but I was able to watch the Sunderland game, and Granit Xhaka is not going to get relegated. Simply isn't. Tommy called him a floor raiser. He really is. Like that was such a statement. Not 1-0, not squeaking out a 1-0 win, but 3-0 from Sunderland is fucking phenomenal. And I'm rooting for all three teams to stay up. Realistically, it's only going to be two of them, but I don't know, man. Like this is going to be a messy season if week one has anything to say about it.
Yeah. The Sunderland game was fun. I mean, they've done a ton of business this summer, and it was cool to kind of just see that coming to fruition. That they are, I still think, heavily favored to go back down. But that was a cool result. I actually had multiple Sunderland fans DMing me after the game, sort of, beating their chest and everything, which I understand. 3-0 win to start the season. That's not nothing. I do think it's a little early. Let's call
Rich coming out of you.
We'll get to that. 3-0 win right off the schneid. It feels real good. Mikey. You wouldn't.
So we're not putting much stake in 3-0 wins, is what you're telling us right
now. If you want to get right to it, yeah, I'm not. I love shit talking about it, but I am putting almost nothing into the Tottenham 3-0 home win over Burnley, because Burnley, if we're talking about relegation contenders, they look like a team that is going to be historically bad. And I put it was fun. It was cool. You know, hey, we scored some goals. We won a game in the Premier League. I can't even remember the last time that happened. But like in terms of what that means for our season or this team, I put almost nothing in that. I mean, like Burnley just looks really, really bad.
Tommy, what is it? Sorry, sorry.
Yeah.
What is it about Thomas Frank that makes these little two-man things happen?
What, 2-man wide things or 2-man up
Just
top?
the attack seems to flow through a direct, like Vissa and Embuemo. It can't be a mistake that Kudus and Richarlison are matching up, right?
No, I agree there. I think one thing a lot of people talk about, okay, in a game like this, when they're actually trying to possess the ball and like attract an opponent, their like back six plus goalie is really close to their own box, and it creates just a ton of space for those guys to live in. It'd be a version of what Kane and Son were able to do together. And that they just play to each other's strengths, and that Kane would drop deep and like hook a ball around the corner to Son and into space. And I think Richarlison's very good in the box, and Kudus is very good in space, getting off a cross, getting off a shot, and so they just play to their strengths. And I think that's something Thomas Frank does really well. Is he like understands his players, their strengths, and their overall profiles, and he's like, okay, let's just play to those. And it sounds very common sense, and you hear him talk about stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's just his general very good understanding of his players.
And so when I said that I take nothing away from this performance or this result for Tottenham, I mean that from like a club level perspective. I was actually really excited to see number one Richarlison producing, and the overhead kick was great. The other one was a good goal as well. And we just need somebody to do that. We need somebody to be like a fox in the box and score some goals. Kudus just looked dangerous, which I know is it's kind of his calling card, but he looked dangerous like the whole time he was out there. I think that one of the knocks on him has been kind of consistency. So I guess we'll see about that. But man, he looked fun. I was excited to see more of him. Mitch, any game that stands out? Oh wait,
We'll talk about Arsenal.
It's
yeah. But you got three Tweedles on. You're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Not our greatest showing. Definitely a lot to improve upon. You want to talk about knowing players' roles and playing to their strengths. We did the opposite of that. The number of times Gyökeres had the ball out wide and outside the goalposts with the ball at his feet was just shocking. He looked lost out there. We put him in positions that he does not want to be in, and yet still came away with 3 points. So like Set Piece FC is fully back. I'm happy with how we scored the goal, and I expect more of those this year. Like I fully expect a Declan Rice, Travella, Lipigo, excuse me, at least one, if not more.
Yeah.
But like I was nervous for like 80 minutes. I was really, really nervous. Cunha and Embuemo both looked unbelievable. They looked like the dynamic players that United needed to sign this summer to take them from a 15th place team to maybe competing for Europe. That's their ceiling right now. But if that is any indication of what United's counter is going to look like going forward, it's going to be a good season. Personally, I'm really happy we don't have to go to Old Trafford later in the season and get 3 points. Like that was my biggest pro takeaway from this. But the con takeaway was that everybody needs to be better. Across the board, decision making needs to be better. Composure needs to be better. We don't look like we're on the same page when we're going forward. Giving the ball away in careless areas. Just nobody looks sharp. No one. So much to improve upon, but kind of thankful we got 3 points.
I liked United's game plan quite a bit.
Yeah.
Amarim obviously hung Embuemo wide. That it's going to be interesting to see how Arteta changes that space behind the left back. Because
he did.
Well, Calafiori is our most conservative left back, if you want to look at it that way, in terms of where they play. I mean, it's crazy to say because he gets so far forward, but Lewis Skelly's rarely ever in that left fullback space.
Yeah.
So obviously very direct. It was clear to everybody watching what Amarim was trying to do. United won't play like that all the time, but they had a long time to prepare for this one. So I think they got it right. The XG tells the story. They lacked finishing and they lacked composure. So I thought all the shots were relatively tame. I know that the numbers are crazy, but I don't think there was really a chance that I would have been like, holy shit. I mean, the Raya save on the really narrow Cunha shot was incredible, but I thought, bend don't break stuff at Old Trafford. I like quotes that the players weren't happy with it. I mean, any fan likes to hear that. I think Arteta was like, I mean, he gasses up his own stats. We can talk about the first half of the sentence later, but the second half being that nobody was happy is a good thing. And yeah, I think United are going to be formidable. I think Sesko is going to take some time to integrate. He may be a little more raw. I think you can see where Berta's thinking. I understand Gyökeres just is day one. I can understand Arteta wanting a player that's a little more raw and a younger profile like Sesko, but if Gyökeres comes true like Berta thinks, this will figure itself out. It takes a while to change the whole system. So I think that we're happy. We're happy genuinely. So that's fine.
I one quick thing on Gyökeres versus Kai, you could see when Havertz subbed on the aversion to contact with your back to goal. Kai Havertz does not want to get involved with anybody. He's 6'4" and doesn't want to hurt a fly, whereas Gyökeres was getting into defenders' chests and like causing problems for your De Ligt and your Lenny Euros. That was really nice to see. Like I thought the ability to play up to him and to know that he's going to at the very least contend for a ball in the air and more often than not get a head on it or get a chest on it, that was really, really refreshing. So that's like a positive I took away from him. And then you saw Kai sub on and it was just different. None of those balls felt like they were going to be dropped down to runners. So I was okay with Gyökeres. We fully expect him to take some time to acclimate and to learn his role and to kind of get a feel for where he wants to be and to have players serving balls into him. But everybody needs to be a little sharper.
Yeah, the Gyökeres had a bad game. It seemed like. I mean, there was the one play where it was the one time that I remember him having the ball, going at goal, one defender between him and goal, and he just stepped on the ball and just completely lost it. I know that's going to be, turned into a little clip, but there were a lot of memes that came out of it. A lot of them not so nice about Gyökeres' performance. The times he touched his hair versus the time he touched his ball, which I enjoyed. I mean, I think at this point, trying to judge either Gyökeres or Šeško off of one game is, especially with Šeško, he only played, 20 or 30 minutes. Obviously, it's just a complete joke. But I do think that Gyökeres made his presence felt as a striker. And it felt like you guys finally had a 9 up there. It didn't look like you knew what to do with him for a lot of the time.
Yeah, Odegaard was good. Odegaard was good, but he'll take some getting used to. I thought he was actually very good on the day. But it's a toy for him above all. So it'll take some time.
I was a little disappointed in some of his decision making.
Sure. But I think he led the line really well. I actually
to Mikey's point, and to Mitch's earlier points, it is going to take some adapting. But they're trying to, the thing I think that I liked about Odegaard was he's trying to play more final passes or being direct to goal, which I think towards the end of last year, he didn't have the same level of final pass or final action contribution that you'd want from your 10. And then something small is Gyökeres loves to run in behind so that he can run onto something and hit it across the goal with his right foot. All of our final pass players are left-footed. And so when you play that pass in behind, it's taking him away from goal, which is a bit of a timing thing. He'll have to hold his run a bit more to get in on goal. And that's just so you're like, oh shit, when we try to play those passes, it's a little bit different than if I'm breaking away from Sporting and I've got the right wing back playing me in behind into goal. So that's definitely going to take some getting used to, I think. And then on the flip side, I was happy to see them try to play in transition a bit more, but what I put in the Discord was the flip side of that is when you try to do it and it doesn't come off, it's coming right back down your throat. And there was one to Mikey's point about Calafiori. He's more conservative in where he starts, but he ends plays in the middle of center forward. Whereas Skelly, you don't know where he's starting the play, but he'll probably end up on the left side. And the one where Mbeumo gets the ball in 20 yards of space versus Gabriel, you're like, oh shit. And it's because Calafiori's off dribbling in the middle of the field. So I think that's they have to play with that balance a bit more, and that's going to take some getting used to. But also, we went crazy on Haaland after his first game in the Community Shield. That's going to, like, that went to bite everyone in the ass after that. So I'm hoping there's a similar feeling of that. It is just one game. I do think it was an anomaly from Arsenal's standpoint. And I was more happy or positive with their intent behind things, but the execution was not good enough at all.
Now on the United side, we gave some flowers earlier. I thought that the performance was quite good. You know,
Yeah.
it was far more direct. It just felt like, you know what, we're going to just try and ram this down Arsenal's throat. And Mbeumo and Cunha were dangerous.
Delict
time.
was really good. If he can stay
Mhm.
fit, he might have a big part to play in this campaign for them.
Yeah. I thought if I was a United fan coming away from that game, I'd feel pretty good about where the team is right now.
You need cover for Casemiro, or else this isn't going to work.
Yeah, he needs some younger legs. I saw somebody dance by him, just made him look absolutely like.
Well, I mean, I think he's fine, but I just don't think he's going to be able to play 25 matches for you.
No, but like to your point about United looking good, when they have like 5 defenders and then Bruno, and you're like, shit, we got to press these guys. And then someone in the back line's got to step out, and then Bruno or someone can hit a final pass, and you've got that front 3 running forward. I thought Arsenal was pretty conservative in their defensive shape, or they're just like wrong in it, and just opened up acres of space for those guys to just run. And they're dynamic in that. And that's what I think I always associate United with, is when they get across midfield, they had some of the most direct, dynamic attackers. And I think that's been true for them since the Ferguson days. Like, that's been their core identity. And you're finally starting to see a bit more of that again.
Okay. Now quickly on Liverpool. So, the end result was a 4-2 win. I think the biggest talking point actually was the guy in the wheelchair who was throwing racist stuff at, who was it, Semenyo?
That is not the biggest talking point. You're online too much.
No, well, that's true. Absolutely. But that is what everybody was talking about online, not the game itself. But my point was, number one, give a shout out to Semenyo. He handled the situation as well as you possibly can, come back and scoring a goal and I think assisting in the game. But to the game itself, this is the second game in a row where Liverpool's defense I'm sure Tyler would just we know exactly what he would be doing, like giving the old boring face, being like, blah, blah, blah. But like, this is the second game in a row. Their defense it doesn't look like a championship defense.
Look at who they're playing. They're going to be this open. They're going to be 4-2s, 3-2s. They want to be this.
They didn't do that not last season.
I don't hate it. They were a version of that last year.
Yeah.
Not this dramatic.
Of we'll just score more goals than you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck trying to keep up with our attackers. I think that is at the core of their identity.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's so fun. Like, we can say all this now with Tyler not here, but it is damn fun to watch.
They're going to give up a lot of goals, and a lot of guys like Semenyo are going to be able to beat them. Strong physical wingers, because they have very small fullbacks. So this is a thing, and they know that, and they're fine with it.
So to your point, Mikey, I was prepared for Tyler to bring this up, like comparing Arsenal to Liverpool's defense, whatever. Would you rather give up 20 to 25 shots with, let's say, like 1.3 XG, or give up 10 shots and much closer to 2 XG?
I personally don't think I have the heart or blood pressure to be a Liverpool side of this argument right now. Of course, I'd like to, but these are going to be crazy weekends for the Cop supporters.
It reminds me of Tottenham last season. Just a much better version.
Liverpool Bournemouth was like this last year too. Part of it's who Bournemouth is.
Sure. Well, what would Bournemouth be without him? They looked lifeless. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Van Dijk needs to make a tackle one of these weeks. Just going to throw that out there.
Oh, Tyler's going to come with some hot fire next week when he hears us talking.
Talk about funny screenshots. The ones of Van Dijk running away from the ball are some of my favorite forms of media right now on the internet.
He's very fast. He's very fast.
He's running the wrong way.
Other games quickly. Aston Villa, Newcastle, 0-0, and I think we can easily, we know the what this means for Newcastle. No Isak, no party. I mean, that's just that's it. I don't know what Aston Villa's excuse is other than the red card, but that didn't come till like the 66th minute or something. That's not great.
I love how like every year they do all this business, and it's Watkins with Tielemans at the 10, and Rogers kind of floating around, and McGinn like playing a hybrid 6-10 on the left. It's just
Emery is allergic to width.
It's so annoying, dude.
Width and wingers, they don't exist for him.
Drives me absolutely crazy.
I'll tell you what, some of these, like this game specifically was the hardest skip of this round, but these two, they're like defensive organization, and like we're not here to talk about that.
You are
is like best in the world. So there was some nerdy shit in there, but yeah, let's not waste any
I love
time.
Unai making one change.
Yeah.
Got Gesson to Nutoy, Buendia. Illing Jr. gets forward pretty well. Matson's obviously, I think, a bit more offensive left back. He's just like, no, we need this point at home.
Against a Isak-less Newcastle.
How did we survive that?
Now, if you do want to talk about the nerd, soccer nerd shit, get in Discord. Tommy does his blogs, which he's actually moving over to the Discord. So we'll give a little shout out there. Other games, Brighton 1-1 with Fulham.
Yeah,
I mean, Fulham
that.
didn't do much until like the 92nd minute. Real smash and grab there. Leeds and Everton. Mikey, did you watch that game?
I did. Grown man business. I saw, I think Transfer Flow wrote about how like Sunderland's idea was to buy a bunch of young, talented players and make it work. Leeds was we're going to buy grown men and we're going to fight.
They're still playing though.
I know. They definitely are.
Good.
But you could tell that team is not going to be easy to break down. That team is thick. Stack looks unbelievable. Whatever his, I don't know how to pronounce it. Tyler would help. It's Stock, whatever. He looks unbelievable. They have some, I mean, Yanto has to be less wasteful, I think. He will. I think he'll come good at some point. He didn't have a great campaign last year, but
he looked good today.
He looked
just
okay.
Didn't really have that
I think,
final ball.
Yeah, I think they're going to be all right. I'm not as high on Mecha as everybody else is, but they won't be easy to break down. That's going to be, we're talking the anti-Liverpool. They're going to be one of the hardest teams to break down and one of the worst watches for a lot of these games.
Yeah.
But that's good. That's fine. That's way better than coming in with like a half-assed attempt at a promotion side.
They remind me of Brentford, where they'll play against teams they'll play at home or teams that are more mid-table, their competition, but then they're also built to, hey, let's defend, play for set pieces against some of these bigger teams and try to get points off both. I think they're going about it the right way.
Yeah, they got rid of their 10. They now are playing with like 6-8-8 kind of.
Yeah. Who do you think, I mean, if you're comparing them to Brentford, who is their 15 goal scorer? Because you're probably going to need someone to get double digits, if not close to 15.
The funny thing is it's probably Dan James, which is funny to say, but he scores goals. He scores goals at the level below, and he's never been able to really replicate it. But they do play to his strengths quite a bit. He's very direct. He doesn't have to do much other. If he gets it, he's got to go straight, and it works for them in a way. So I think he'll score anywhere from 6 to 10 goals in the Prem. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Pirro, they're looking to upgrade on, so maybe it's whoever comes in for Joel.
Yeah, it's got to be.
That's going to be the guy that has to do it. If whoever you bring in now has 37 match weeks to score 15 goals, or he's not worth it.
Now, on the other side, Everton, that first half was just absolute atrocious from Everton. They picked it up a little bit in the second half. I like seeing Grealish out there. Tough to judge them. I mean, they're going to be the same team they were last year, which is, they're going to be tough to break down. Solid defensively. They did a lot of bend don't break today, which maybe you don't really want to see against the newly promoted side. But Leeds is not nothing. Yeah. Last, I think the only game we haven't talked about, Forest 3, Brentford 1. So the question here for you guys, because we did the season preview last week, and we didn't really talk about Forest very much. Are they not getting enough respect coming off of a 7th place finish? And I think, doing some pretty good business over the summer. I know it felt like it was late business, but like, they put a gun to Morgan Gibbs White's head, kept him. But they got Hutchinson and Doy, Calimundo, McAtee. They just got from Man City. I mean,
Like
this
him.
is a lot of those guys. I think, in fact, all of them are more going forward, like creating some offense, which was a big problem for them last season, even though they finished seventh. I feel like Forest is just not quite getting talked about in the way that maybe they deserve.
Spend all you want, buy all you want. It's going to be hard to take. You're going to have to take the number 9 jersey off of Chris Wood's dead fucking body because he's not going down without a fight. You can buy all the flair and all the Brazilian talent you want. Chris Wood's like, I'm going to get you too. So can you afford to replace me? I don't know.
Fair, fair. Tommy, in your, we got to go to the soccer resident soccer nerd. Is Forest kind of being overlooked?
Yeah, for sure. They've actually, once the transfer window's done, like let's say you're in January and everyone's like, how did the August or summer window go? They might be the winners of it. To keep Gibbs White, I bet some people asked about Murillo and Milenkovic. To lose Alanga and then you bring in Hutchinson, McAtee, Kalamuendo, Mwinga. There's rumors of Douglas Luiz. I think there's one other guy that they're rumored with. Like they're doing some serious business. So I definitely think people are underestimating them. And
Brentford are bad though.
yeah,
Brentford are bad.
we should just pivot this to like any knee-jerk reactions on season.
That's exactly where I was going to go.
And I'm fully doubling down in my Brentford West Ham could be the 2 relegated. So
That's exactly what I have written down here. I got Brentford. This is my knee jerk reaction type thing. Although I said it last week as well with you, Tommy. Brentford, I think, is in a world of hurt because Wissa is still, he's holding out. Apparently, he just deleted all his, like all his pictures
really?
from Instagram. Yeah, and put his
Mine was sarcastic.
screen is black. So yeah, I mean, if they lose him, it's just another blow. They're already in a world of hurt. Brentford is in a tough spot right now. West Ham looked absolutely atrocious against Sunderland, and then Burnley we've already talked about. They just look like they could be historically bad. So my knee jerk reaction is Brentford, Burnley, and West Ham. Not in that order, but they're all going down at the end of the season. And Tommy pointed out, so Graham Potter and Scotty Parker were the 2 names that we threw out there as first managers sacked after the first week. I don't know what the odds were before this week, but I'm sure they got even better after that. They play each other in El Sacico on November 8th, which is match week 11. West Ham hosts Burnley. Question for you, Mitch. Do you think that both of the managers make it to that game?
To that game? I'm sorry. What was the date of that game?
November 8th, match week 11.
Yes, I think both of them make it to that game, and I think one of them gets sacked immediately after it. And I think it's Scott Parker. I was a little upset to see him on my television. I'm looking forward to his sacking because I think he is now the hottest manager in the league, dethroning Arteta, and I don't love that. I like having the hottest team in the league. That's how I get my girlfriend to watch these games. And if we don't have the hottest team in the league, if I'm lying and saying that, I have a tough time fighting for the remote. So
you had Arteta. I got to look through the managers again. I would never have.
Maybe Thursday.
Arteta.
Yeah, that's a good Thursday.
Yeah, that's a Thursday thing.
Yep, bookmark it.
Open Mikey. We'll be talking
Not
about this
name.
on Thursday. Yes. Any other shouts for knee-jerk reactions from the, say season predictions from last week, Mikey?
No, that's it for the Prem. Obviously, congrats to Sunderland and Leeds. It's fun to win your first match after promotion at home. Enjoy
100%.
the party.
Mitch, anything else?
Nothing that comes to mind right now.
Okay. Tommy?
Quickly, United and Brighton were the 2 that we talked about making Champions League over Chelsea. Maybe more United and Brentford or Brighton, but I'm sticking to my gun on that one.
Yeah, Brighton. It's early, but man, they didn't look great against Fulham this weekend. Okay, now quick shout out to FPL leaderboard people. I actually forgot to bring this up last week in the season preview. So if you haven't, the league is open, so you can still get into the Sam's Army podcast FPL, meaning Fantasy Premier League. You can get into our league even now, even though the season's off and running. I'll get you the code in 1 second once I figure it out here.
We'll put it in the description of the episode.
Okay. Well, it's 7EOILO. What? I'm
No,
old.
no, that works.
Anyway, so people who are at the top of the leaderboard right now for the Sam's Army Podcast League, right now, I'm just looking this first time right now, so obviously pronunciation is going to be a bit questionable. So Love Sosa is in first place. Vincent Vinovich. Well done, Vincent. 97 points in League One or in Week 1. I got to see who you actually. We got a wow. No.
What was that first one again?
What his name?
Well, yeah.
It is Love Sosa. His name is Vincent Vinovich. Love Sosa, list. 97 points. He did not use any of the little special things. They had Kudus, Reinders, Chris Wood, Captain Holland, Pedro Porro, Ait Nuri. Man, he just chose everybody that scored a ton of points. Bowen Family FC is in second place. Robbie Bowen, Mark Owen. How would you guys pronounce this? It's an O with 2 little dots on top. I don't know what that thing is, and an N. Mask. Oh, mask on. Jackson Sawyer. God, I'm a dummy sometimes. Akron United, Larry Nance. Larry is in 4th place. That son of a bitch.
He used a bench boost, by the way.
Oh, did he? Okay. All right. I'm glad you brought that up. It makes me feel a little less dumber.
Coward.
But well done. Well done to Larry. He's actually tied for 4th with, 3 guys. Payne in Diaz, Joel Sovine, and Holland Oates, Noah Capel. Well done. Love Sosa's for. You're right. Brian said in the
man. Seriously?
Love Sosa. Wow.
You live in Chicago.
Not one chance. That's why I made him repeat it.
Love Sosa. What am I missing? What am I missing?
Keep going.
I'm gonna send you a song after this.
Yeah.
And you should play it as loud as you can.
All right. I'm out of touch. That's just how it works. It's I'm used to it. By the way, in the Council of Elders, which we may have to get Larry into that, although not if he's going to be scoring that many points each week. Tyler bouncing back from his last place finish. By the way, we still need TikTok dance from him. We need that this week. We will be getting that. But Tyler bounced back with a 61-point first week. So he's in first, followed by Mikey, me, Tommy, and Mitch. Mitch had maybe...
I had maybe the worst week of
Mitch
FPL.
sucks at this.
Yeah,
I love you, Mitch. But
why do you think my name is Isak at FPL?
You are. Yeah.
I threw my team together. I tried to go bold with no
Salah, no Holland, and no Palmer, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm different.
I love it.
And it's early. We got a long season to go, gentlemen.
Sure do.
So I didn't come in last year, so I think my goal has to be 3rd this year. I know I'm not going to win amongst us, like amongst the Council of Elders. My goal is 3rd this year.
That's fair. Good progress. And last, quickly, the Sam's Army Discord. So we actually have a Sam's Army Discord Sickos League. You got to obviously get in Patreon for that. Elliot Phillimore is in first place. His name is changed name. I feel like maybe we're going to have to work on that, Elliot. Easy Breezy. Andrew Brzezinski is in second. Kudus, you think he is. Carter Brock in 3rd. We'll leave it there. So well done, guys. Now, quickly, the weekend preview. So we have, of course, an entire match day ahead of us, starting on Friday with West Ham hosting Chelsea, 2 teams that haven't scored yet. Some other highlights from the weekend. We got City hosting Tottenham, Newcastle hosting Liverpool, and Burnley hosting Sunderland, which, two new teams, but if Sunderland wins that, they'll be on 6 points from 2 games. Not so bad. Tommy, which game are you most interested in coming up this weekend?
So two things here. With the Tommy's Tactics in the Discord, I'm going to do like a weekend preview of 3 or 4 games that I think I'm going to watch that weekend, and give a little bit of insight on that. So check out there for some more detailed approaches or explanations of games. I think City Tottenham is the one I want to watch the most, given the history of those two, how Thomas Frank set the team up against against PSG. I want to see if he goes back to that kind of model or if he sticks to something more that we saw against Burnley, something in the middle. He has always done really well with Brentford against top teams. I think he's going to keep doing that magic. And you combine that with the Spurs curse they have over City. I think that could be a fun one.
It's like every time I go into these games thinking this is the time when City just like scores 8 on us, but they keep doing it. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm saying nothing else more. But I am excited about that game. That's lightning. Jeez, just about killed me. All right, Mikey, what game are you looking at?
It's going to be interesting watching Newcastle, Liverpool, the Tommy's favorite, most contrasting style game of all time. They're going to have to go on Monday night into up to Newcastle and try to play against that physical midfield. They want to play their way. The Isak thing hanging over everything. That's going to be a lot of fun. I was just looking to see if Joe Linton got booked in the first match week. He did. I was going to say the odds are there's going to be another one. I cannot see everybody making it out alive. That's going to be fun. For the opposite reasons why soccer for most people is fun.
Fair enough. Good shout. Mitch, what game are you looking at?
Two of them, both teams that lost in match week 1. Either Bournemouth Wolves or United Fulham. I think Bournemouth's press is going to be a lot more fruitful against a lesser team. Like Liverpool were able to play out of it. Not in every situation, but like in most of them. I think against Wolves, Bournemouth are going to like eat them up if they play half as well as they did against Liverpool. That should be interesting. And then United Fulham, like, let's see if this United team is going to be better. My money is on yes, but Fulham didn't look great. And I think United, if they play us or if they play the same way they played us, could have a really successful game.
All right. Fair enough. I'll point out there's a game on Sunday, Palace and Forest. Those two teams, fun. I don't know if they have bad blood, but like they're the teams that, basically Forest stole. Well, it really wasn't Forest's fault, but Forest was vaulted into Palace's Europa League spot because of all the ownership issues. And there's a lot of talk about conspiracy theories about how that actually ended up happening, but we'll leave it at that. It should be an interesting game. And both those teams play in the midweek as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back. All right, we will leave it there. Halftime. And it is time for a quick word from our good friends over at Kick It, your one-stop shop for soccer tennis. Usually I throw it to Tyler for a few quick words, but Tommy is ready to step in and do the business. So Tommy, what do we got to know about Kick It?
Yeah, so we have a next man up policy here with these promos, and when A list can't make it, B list or C list comes in. Just like that should be your strategy for Kick It games. When the A list guy messes up 2 or 3 times in a row, bring in the B list guy, and maybe he'll produce some good shit. Which Kick It is some good shit, and the promo is Sam25. So if you want to also be a part of this good shit, use this promo code Sam25. Get yourself a Kick It net, and have some fun.
There you go. That was better than B list. You're A- list. You're moving up. You're moving up in the world. All right. Well done. Now weekly what if time. I know this is going to be a tough one for me, but I feel like you guys will have some good answers here. Tough for me because I just don't listen to music. But if you picked your own walkout song, and by the way, this is shout out to I think JP in the Discord who came up with this question and recommended it. So shout out to JP. If you could pick your own walkout music. I know this is a controversial topic coming off the Club World Cup, where everybody hated on FIFA and the US for having walkout songs. But Mikey, why don't you go first? If you could pick your own walkout song, what are you going with?
There's so
Why?
many fun ones. Obviously, so I'm a huge Meatloaf fan, so my brain went to those. But I think you need a combination of classic, catchy, and also a bit ridiculous. Like Three Little Birds was a hit in town in Boston. Like
Yeah.
you need to have something that's funny in a way that's almost ironic. And the first thing that came to my mind was Picture by Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow. Having the whole stadium singing along to Picture would be a lovely, lovely time. I think that would be great. You have to get Kid and Sheryl Crow involved in the little snippet you pick so that the girls and the boys in the crowd can sing. But I think that would be a lovely time.
Okay. Oh Lord. Mitch, what do you got for us here?
My mind goes into two places now that he said like we have duets in mind. I think promiscuous, Nelly Furtado and Timbaland.
Good
That
one.
would be awesome. And you could get a snippet with both of them. That would be great. And but I also kind of want to think about Love Sosa by Chief Keef. Like that. So Sam, that's who this
I'll
is in
check it out.
reference to. Chief Keef.
You'll love it.
Yeah.
I
You'll love
actually
it.
have heard of Chief Keef, for the record. I have heard.
There you go. And the kids will love it too. Like it's really, really good like picnic music.
It's like
So
Bluey.
it could be Love Sosa by Chief Keef or Promiscuous, Nelly Furtado and Timbaland.
All right, fair. Adam thought you were going to go Zulon, so a bit of surprise there, but we'll accept it. Andrew, do you want to taste it by Wigwam?
Great song. Good shout out Peacemaker.
Good shout from Andrew Stevens in the chat. Tommy, what's your walkout song?
So mine's Bruce Springsteen. I didn't plan to wear this hat.
Yeah, you did.
Shout out. But I think it has to play to my personality a bit more. So given like what they did in the Club World Cup or what they did with like, let's say NBA, I think it has to be Blinded by the Light.
I like it.
Okay, all right. The two that came to mind, I feel like they're both going to be just too cliche. But
Frank Sinatra.
One was no, not Frank Sinatra. All the Lights. Just is
Stop.
it's a great walkout.
I love the
fit. We're
Kanye
talking about
choice in
personality. It
2025.
doesn't really fit
Yeah.
me very well. But the one that it was sort of the song that I really used before games was "Lose Yourself" by Eminem. So I'm going to go with that.
Oh, you are old.
We know this. We know this. I know I just dated myself. Whatever. Anyway, round the world quickly. We are keeping this quick because normally this would be our MLS minute, but we don't have the minute man to hit us with the good stuff. Tyler Terrens is watching tennis, actually, at the moment.
Tyler Tennis.
Culturing himself. We do have Leagues Cup quarterfinals coming up this week. And so these games are all MLS versus Liga MX. The Brian in the chat, no way Sam has heard of Chief Keef. I have only on Twitter and because he's from Chicago. That's all I know. All right, so the games in the Leagues Cup quarterfinals coming up this week on Wednesday and Thursday are Inter Miami and Tigres, which actually should be a hell of a game. Toluca and Orlando City, Seattle Sounders and Puebla, and then LA Galaxy and Pachuca. Should be good games.
Why is Orlando on the road? Is the only team not at home?
That's a very good question.
They're in California too.
Yeah, so the opposite.
It must be because they played there this week and then they're going to play there on the weekend, or maybe they just played there in the weekend. That must be it. They must have requested it.
No, it's not. They didn't request it.
Really?
Yeah, they played at home and then they play like Nashville away.
So why aren't they?
I think because Toluca won the Mexican side.
Oh yeah, it's because Orlando is the 4th seed and Toluca is the 1st seed.
So they put it in California.
Yeah. Well, they know they'll get some butts and seats there.
Sure.
All right, we are heading on to stoppage time. Ivan Toney's best bets is where we start here, and it is time to make the people some more money. Overtrain is quietly just cooking. We're cooking. It's another 4-1 week we're coming off of this past week. I haven't done the math on what we've been racking up lately, but like there was one bad week, true. But other than that, I mean, I've been having some 5-0, 4-1 weeks. I'm feeling really good about myself at the moment. We got the hat on, so this is actually official. Now remember, overtrain, 5-a-side. We're going Wednesday through Sunday, one game a day. It's going over. We're starting on Wednesday, where we have the aforementioned Orlando City and Toluca game. Thursday, we're going to the Conference League qualifiers, where Crystal Palace and a Norwegian team, Fredrikstad, are playing. Friday, we're going to the Estonian First Division, FCI Levadia and Vapris. Saturday, we're going to the Danish Super League. Copenhagen is hosting OB. I don't know if that stands for something or what, but just OB. And then Sunday, I love this one on Sunday. We're going to the Austrian Second Division. We got a battle of two Vienna teams, but it's the second team. So Rapid Vienna 2 versus Austria Vienna 2 on Sunday.
Why is nobody talking about this?
Why is nobody? We're name another podcast that's talking about the
No,
Vienna.
I'm just saying, I can't believe this is flying under the radar that you've got the right lean on all these games.
Right? I'm just trying to make my friends some money. Is that illegal? Is that
Jordan Larson's going to score in that Copenhagen game.
All right. So who else we got on the Ivan Toney's best bet? Looks like Mitch is ready to go. You ready, big man?
Yeah, I got a couple. These are all going to be on Friday. You're going to spread them out over Europe's top 5 leagues. You have Chelsea moneyline against West Ham. You've got Leipzig plus 2.5 against Bayern, and PSG minus 1.5 against Angers. Put them all together. It's nothing crazy. It's only plus 250, but I really like all 3 of those.
Okay. Good shout. Tommy, what do you got for us? Ivan Toney's best bet.
Gyökeres and Sesko to score.
Oh, are you parlaying those?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Tommy doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, do it. Parlay them.
Yeah, I'm not
definitely.
Do whatever the hell you want with those.
Fuck it, parlay them.
Yeah, do that thing.
By the way, Andrew in the chat shouted Sam for name pronunciation. He said my last name correctly when no one gets it correct.
Yeah, shout out Sam
Andrew.
for name pronunciation.
Listen, pronunciation is kind of my thing. Also, Brian in the chat, unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. Okay.
Good call.
Mikey, what's your Ivan Toney's best bet?
Yeah, I like to try to give everybody something to bet on the day they listen. So we're going to be picking from what I think is a very weird Madrid Osasuna game coming to you on Tuesday. No one knows how to drop that hype like La Liga, huh? We're going to make a play on Tuesday. I would lean Aymar Aros. He's going to play 90 minutes. He takes set pieces. He's known to play well against big teams. 1 shot on targets plus 260. 2 of them is plus 2,200. He plays full 90. He's in the front 4. I have a really easy system. Whereas if the numbers for shots on target for a player in the front 4 are over 500, you just scatter. You just play it. And he's a good player. And I've won some money on him last season, so hopefully he does it again.
All right. Fair shout. Adam F. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes talking about my pronunciation skills. And you're absolutely right. That was complete luck. All right. GOAWs, everybody's favorite segment. I will hold off because I have my usual laundry list of candidates. Tommy, what do you got?
Yeah, there's only one GOA for me this week. I watched this video a good 15 times and belly laughed each time. So after Chiesa's game winner, a Liverpool fan stands on the signboard and they're going crazy and his buddy's holding him up. And after they celebrate and his buddy starts walking away, he pants he pants him, and all you can see is his bare ass. And the best part for me is the steward standing right in front of him that probably got direct eye level of his sack. It's just so good. Like, that's never not funny. And the fact that he got his underwear and his pants is an all-time.
Or was he just going commando? I'm not sure because it was such a clean pant.
Yeah. If you're going commando for that, that's even worse.
I actually, it happened in some other league as well this weekend. Somebody got pants on TV. It was like a second division. It's becoming a thing. Good shout. Very good shout on GOAWs. Mitchell, what do you got?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a pop quiz question as well. Who is the only player to participate in every season of FPL since its inception?
Milner.
Milner.
Yeah, it's James Milner. Yep, well done. Yeah, yeah, he's my Goa. I had FPL on the mind because I threw together my team pretty haphazardly, and the points reflect that. So I kind of have to go back to the drawing board this week. So that's where my Goa comes from.
Are you going wild card?
I can't go. I can't blow my load that early, but I might swap in James Milner. If that's gonna. I mean, can't hurt at this point.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Mikey, go up.
A good one and a bad one. Good one's going to Calvin Bassey. The video, I don't know if you've seen it, of him running with his shorts sagged. This is all time. They are really sagged. I know he's one of those players. Like I know Murillo does it as well from Forest a little bit. Some guys wear them a little baggier. Emerson Royale comes to mind, but Bassey's were off his ass. And then the part that I liked the best is that he tweeted, "I will pull my pants up." Today. So he's aware of what's going on. He played it really well. So I'm going to give him a positive go. I love that story. Negative is Fop Mob. I don't know who the fuck is in their headquarters that thinks that I give a flying fuck about top speed of players. It's made the whole thing confusing. How about we do the little live commentary thing for Champions League qualifiers before we worry about how fucking fast Harry Maguire came in for his 12-minute cameo. I don't understand. They're pouring resources into things that I think they must be pouring resources into things they think we want. It is on me to speak loudly and say, I don't fucking want that. So please stop doing that. If there's a way to get that off of my app and go back to how it was, I will take that. I will pay you money to get it back to where it was 5 years ago. That would be great. Thank you.
I think your point on FOTMob, I think their business strategy has changed from let's give all this accurate data on every league to they've now neglected other leagues and are just trying to put all their resources in making that app the best place to go for top 5 leagues.
Awful.
Specifically Premier League.
Stupid.
You hate because you love, Mikey.
I don't love them. I have the address of that CEO from last time. I will use it. Not
you
like that.
love FOTMob. You do. And it's
Not
good.
like that.
They were they were early to the game. I got love for FOTMob.
Sure.
Although SofaScore has the GOAT a goal alert. So all right. Mine, I'm gonna give my honorable mention to Evander, who, a lot of players when they go play their former team and they score a goal, they're all like, I don't want to celebrate. I don't want to celebrate. Evander was like running up to the Timbers army, like giving them the whole like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I mean, he was, and with Matt Miazga right behind him, who's like one of the biggest shit talkers around. Like that was a nice little 1-2 punch. So shout out to Evander. But I'm actually going to give my Goa to Chelsea Football Club. So they did something really cool. We talk a lot of shit about Chelsea. We talk a lot of shit about a lot of people, a lot of teams, but Chelsea in particular catches a lot of grief. They did something really cool after the Club World Cup, and they set aside one player's share from the bonus pool from winning the Club World Cup, which worked out to be about 500,000, I think, US dollars. And they set it aside for Diogo Jota's family, which is a classy move, a cool move. It was just really cool. Obviously, something that they didn't necessarily have to do, but it was a really cool move. So shout out to Chelsea for classy move. And that's all we got. Everybody in Discord chat, you guys are the best. If you're not in the Discord chat, get in the Discord chat by getting on our Patreon right now. It's Patreon/Sam's Army. It's really easy to find. Go check it out. Mitch, Mikey, Tommy, you guys are the best. Tyler will be back with a TikTok dance, by the way, over the course of the week. And we'll have to come up with a punishment for this season's loser in the Council of Elders. We'll get to that later. Anyway, we will be back bigger and better next week. See you guys then. my computer won't let me stop. Like
Keep us in.
I got it.